Welcome to Introverse.
Now we're cooking with grease.
Now we're cooking with canola oil.
The most unhealthy grease possible.
It's not even actually oil.
Yeah, it was
It's
like all
fabricated.
kinds of chemicals and...
Yeah, it's chemicals. But it's cheap.
The new thing is that seed oils are horrible for you.
They're horrible. They'll kill you, Robi.
Yeah.
How do you get oil out of a seed? How hard do you have to squeeze that seed
You got to squeeze the shit out
to
of it.
get oil out of it, dude? The seeds are like the driest thing I've ever ate in my life.
Yeah, sunflower. I never understood the people who ate, or you don't really eat them. You suck on them and then spit them out, right? Sunflower seeds.
Yeah, you might spit it out.
What? You eat them?
The seeds, yeah.
Okay, so it's a kernel. There's a seed inside.
There's a
of
seed
the
inside.
seed.
You crack it open with your mouth. You have to
Okay.
have some, dexterity with the tongue.
Okay.
action. And
So you're like,
you have to learn how to do it.
Okay.
It's not easy. You gotta.
okay, it's a skill. It's an acquired
It's a
skill.
skill.
Because I've never understood it. I've never understood it. I've never even tried it.
You never tried sunflower seeds?
No, I've never.
Dude, go get a bag this weekend.
Yeah, that's
There's
what
some
I'm
kind
gonna
of
do.
awesome flavors.
That's gonna be my plan for the
You
weekend.
just get you a bag. You sit on the back porch. You get a glass of sweet tea.
Is that it?
You
You need the sweet
You throw
tea?
the tennis ball to the dog.
Is it a?
Well,
is
you
it
live
a,
in Louisiana, so
Is it a substitute for like chew?
when we were kids, well, when I was young, I played like little league baseball for a little while, and yeah, for the kids, it was a substitute for chew.
Right.
And I guess it kind of grows up into adulthood because the
I-
Major League Baseballs, they're all chewing sunflower seeds
tobacco,
too.
right? But
And
I thought the big league chew. You know, they sell the bubble gum in like the tobacco
Yeah.
pouch.
That stuff is awesome, right? That's better than the candy cigarettes.
It's
Big League
good
Chew.
for about.
It was
5
good bubble
minutes.
gum.
It's good for about 5 minutes, and then it loses.
Well, you spit it out and you just get you another dip. Put it in the lip right there.
You just keep it under your tongue.
You suck that sugar out.
That's it.
Big League Chew, man. It's actually really good. As an adult, it's really fun bubble gum to eat.
It
It's
is
really
because
good.
it's like you open this pouch and there's like this
Yeah.
shredded bubble gum.
Shredded thing. You can grab as much as you want. It's not like, oh, here's a stick. Like, okay, I'll just, if someone offers it to you, hey man, want some Big League Chew?
Portion control goes out the window.
There's an etiquette to it. You don't
Right.
take it.
You don't
all,
walk around
obviously.
like, "Look, man."
You want to be an asshole and take all the guys' Big League Chew.
Do you want some
But
big
you
league
can take
chew?
it,
And then
you can
just
take a
grab
nice chunk because you're right. It
giant
only
handful.
lasts like 5 minutes, so you got to get enough in there.
Exactly.
Put that thing up in your cheek like that, boy.
Big league chew. Man, I haven't had that in years.
Yeah, I had it last week.
I remember I would see it at the grocery store. You know how when you were a kid and you would be, at the store with your
Yeah.
mom and you
Yep.
get to the checkout and there was
They put
all
it
this
eye level.
amazing stuff.
Eye level to the kids.
Yes.
Right now
you
for me it's
could-
like dick level, and
Yeah.
it's weird.
You couldn't get any of it because I'd be like looking at it and my mom would be like, "No, you would just shake
You
your head."
can't have that. No.
You couldn't even. I didn't even bother asking because I knew the answer was no.
Well, for me and you, our parents were the same. That was related to Satan.
The big
So,
league chew.
The Big
Was
League
in
Chew absolutely was related to Satan.
Yeah.
I had to go in my backyard, hide behind the shed.
The dugout.
And man, me and my brothers, we get a pack of that Big League Chew. We'd just be blowing bubbles.
You
till
were
the parents
you were
came home.
league with Satan at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah, the rumors started swirling.
that's right.
Dude, I cannot believe that you just survived Hurricane Milton
Hurricane Milton, boy.
with
I shouldn't make
no-
light of it. We can't make light of it. We can't joke. We went from joking to now we got to be serious.
super serious right now.
Super serious.
But I just wanted to say that you were the luckiest son of a bitch in the world.
no, dude. No.
Dude, you already have power back.
Yeah, but I'm not. There's tons of people that have power back here before me.
Really?
This isn't Louisiana. dude, and I can say this because I came from there, man. It's my home. It's where I grew up, my adulthood, everything.
Right.
Bruh, your power grid is bad. You sneeze too hard, it's going out.
Yeah.
Like my
Sometimes,
power didn't even go out till like 11 o'clock at night.
yeah.
About 11 o'clock, and that was the storm was already hitting.
Uh-huh.
And then came back on today. I don't remember what time I sent you a message. We were texting in the middle of the messages.
Yes.
Oh, there
Well,
it is.
yeah,
Oh,
because my wife and I were in an anticipation of you losing power because we were.
yeah, I feel like y'all were a little upset. Specifically Holly, because of the
Dude,
tone in the conversations.
Holly was looking
She's
at houses.
asking for my zip code.
Holly was looking for houses in the suburb of Tampa that you live in.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
She was looking for houses there. She's like, wait, he's already got power back? Like, this is insane.
It's a good the outlying city I live in, which is only 30 minutes from downtown.
Right.
It's when you look at the map and they're like, you're in zone A, B, C, D, E, F. There's no zone for where I'm at. It's
Really?
65 feet above sea level.
What?
And it's just right there. Yeah, that's why like everyone, I was exhausted. Like I was stressed out. Like, am I making the right decision staying here?
Everybody was like, well, Britt's
My
gonna,
mom
Britt's
trying
gonna drown.
to create secret sex deals to get me out of here, and like, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Here.
I do.
Like, I'm not, but
Secret sex deals.
I gotta save my son.
Your mom's like Jeffrey Epstein. She's like,
no, everyone.
Well, maybe not that intense, but
no, we're all over. Like, we're almost 50. Everyone.
more Puff Daddy, maybe.
God damn! What the fuck, man? Should we talk about that now?
I really don't want to. Like,
you brought it up, dude.
I did, but it's because I just went from.
I think I'm more versed on this conversation than you are.
You probably are because you've seen videos and I have not. I've avoided.
But you never know. No, there's not video. I have seen. It was audio, and you don't know what is made up, man. And it really sounded like the people they were saying was in the audio, but you don't know.
So this was just audio. It wasn't just audio video.
It's just audio,
Interesting.
floating out there of certain gentlemen being dominated.
Is that the word?
Puff Daddy. It's one of the words.
Controlled,
pierced. So yeah, I had a good 16 hours of hurricane outage of power.
Good old Milton.
It was good. I woke up in the morning and it was like, I don't know, 60 degrees outside. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It's always pretty after a hurricane, because it just sucks all the fat out.
Mm-hmm.
But no air conditioning all day. It was fantastic. It was good.
Nice. Yeah. No, the weather's great here too. And that's what we've come to. Podcast about our respective weathers.
Now we're in podcast heaven.
My wife was mentioning that the other night. She's like, you realize this means we're old, right? Because we check the weather every night.
Yeah. Well, it was a thing. Like, y'all check it every night? Oh, son of a bitch.
Is that you? It still says everything's recording. I don't know.
You got to log out and log back in, Robi.
Me?
Or like undo the video and audio and.
Wait, I'm the one that went out? Wow.
Like,
okay.
No audio. Now audio.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Now do the same thing with the video.
Can you see me?
Yeah, there you go. That was you, not me.
Wow. So my internet just went
my
out.
internet is better.
And yours,
hours after Hurricane Milton,
is better than mine.
My power and internet is better than yours.
Oh my goodness! I've got to move.
Yeah, come on over to Tampa, man. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no.
So you were talking about you were old. You're old.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Wife not as old. Not as old. She is actually older, but I'm trying to set you up for layup there.
Yeah. No, she looks fantastic.
So y'all check the weather every night.
Almost every night.
Do you do it like late? Okay, because like it's different now. Like it used to be. I remember being young. Your grandparents would have it on the news.
My parents had it on the news.
Sitting in the living room.
10 o'clock news.
We see it's gonna be 60% chance of rain tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
you know.
And what does that
So
do?
now, what
Are
do
we
y'all
not
do?
going to work?
Now, are you just like in bed and looking at it on Instagram, or
Yeah, well, yeah, Holly will check. She's got some favorites. She follows a weatherman on Facebook, and
okay,
he basically posts things throughout the day, and
yeah,
she'll let me know. But sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, did you check the weather? Did you see that we're getting a cool front next week? Lows in the 40s, you know?"
nice,
And then we
yeah,
get excited about it, and then
yeah,
she looked at
yeah,
me and she was like, "This means that we're old. Like we're actually
yeah,
getting
yeah.
excited about the weather."
Ooh, look at that, sweetie! It's sweater weather.
Exactly. So yeah, it was just a weird
You're only like 6 months older than me. So in 6 months, am I going to be there?
yes, in 6 months you're going to be checking the weather.
Damn. Damn. I got
Yeah.
some nice jackets I bought. I got them on sale
Yeah.
from Macy's. Can't wait to have
I
that.
found a jacket. I was looking for that's a tricky find. It's a jacket
Mm-hmm.
that's light
Right.
enough to wear
Mm-hmm.
over your regular clothes, and
Right.
you don't get hot. You look
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah.
but you can just wear it and look cool
Yeah.
and not be like sweating your ass off. Like
Yeah.
I feel like
Right.
they don't sell those in Louisiana because we don't get fall
We
for
don't get,
very
you
much.
don't, there's no medium. Well,
No,
Louisiana, there's
exactly.
no medium. Y'all
Exactly.
have a good like month or two of pretty cold
Mhm.
actually in
Sure.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
You know, moving here, similar weather.
Right.
However, there's only like 2 or 3 days where it's like that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Louisiana is way colder than it is here in the winter.
Well,
But
you're
y'all
what?
are
Yeah.
y'all are probably hotter, just as hot in the summer,
Mhm.
easily. And
Yeah, for
humidity,
sure.
easily the same.
Especially with all the humidity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so I got like all these jackets that sitting in my closet, waiting for those 1 or 2 days, and you got to decide which one you're going to wear. Super important decision. You got
Yeah.
10 jackets, only 2 days. Which one are you going to pull out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So
But
this was supposed to be a surprise, but this person is having some issues.
is it Babyface?
I'm not going to say anything about the
It
person.
is.
No, it's not. It's not. No, this person called me today, and I was like, "Hey, man, we're actually
Is
a
it my
person."
mom?
Your mom? You think your mom calls me on the
Yeah.
phone?
Yeah.
She's called me. You're right. She has called me twice,
There you go.
but not. It has not
All
recently.
right. Bring her
Not
in.
recently.
Let's go, Big Red.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. I gotta send this
Oh, she's gonna
person.
want to talk about things I don't want to talk about.
It's. I love you think it's your mom. All right. Why is it not letting me?
I'm excited. Oh, dude.
It's
This
a
is like
surprise. It was supposed to be a
we
surprise.
haven't had a surprise yet on this show.
Right,
This
exactly.
is the
So
first surprise.
I don't know if it's gonna
I
be a
always want to have a surprise, but I feel nervous.
okay. I tried to do it by text and this person
They don't have email, so this person doesn't have email. It's got to be my mom.
your mom doesn't have email?
Well, I'm just thinking in that age range.
Okay. I'm just making sure
Actually, she's very savvy with
the electronics.
um,
She is, man. She's full on influencer. Okay. I sent
well, it's not Greg, is it? Because it's like, surprise, I'm actually
here.
here.
Yeah, we should mention that Greg is not with us today due to a loss in his family.
Yeah.
And so
Sad.
thoughts are with him. We hope that he can jump back with us
Bounce back
soon. So yeah, what's been up, man, other than the hurricane? I hear you're into a
let's
new
see.
game.
Yeah, so, I'm here living a single life, trying to work on myself,
It's good.
because, you get out of the long-term relationship, marriage, whatever, and all of a sudden you're a man living by yourself and you're like, what the fuck? I can do whatever I want now.
Yep.
You know, and all of a sudden you're ordering pizza every night, drinking every night. You know, there's strippers swinging from the chandeliers, and you're doing cocaine off of a, you know, whatever. None of that's true.
Puff daddies. No, what?
Yeah, none of that's true. But you understand, I'm exaggerating, obviously.
No, I realize. Yeah, you're basically you
know, so
you suddenly realize that you've got all the choices in the world to make.
Man, freedoms. You know, I'm a eligible bachelor, man. You know, and that's I've made my mistakes in that realm. So it's like, you know, these beautiful ladies, and so I'm trying to stay away from all that. And
right.
Take
a little break.
From the ladies, stay away from the drinking and no, I don't party, but I'm in bed by 9, but you know. Yeah, so like, you know, I've been seeing these posts, you know, Henry Cavill into freaking Superman. He's awesome. He's badass. You know, and he quits The Witcher. He's like, yeah, because they aren't being true to the story. I quit. You know, and then there's these rumors. I want to do Warhammer 40K. You're like, what the hell is that? But Henry Cavill's doing it. That's got to be cool. What is it? And it's right up my alley, dude. It's like nerd times 1,000. And it's Henry Cavill, and he's freaking Superman. So if he can do it, I can do it and still be cool. And
makes it cool.
And yeah, you know, it's like, God damn, it's the nerdiest thing I've ever done in my life. You know, you paint these models, these little space marine models, and they're warriors, and they battle each other. And yeah, and you sent me a text. I told you about it.
I mistakenly call them dolls. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, man, what's up with your dolls? Like, motherfucker. They're not dolls, dude. They're space marines. Get it right. They're miniatures,
I did that purposely. I knew that would get on your nerve when I said that, because you were just like,
I know you good enough. But what's crazy
figurines.
Is I know you good enough that I knew what you were doing, and I went with what you were doing, just so we could have this conversation. Because
when I got the text back from you, I busted out laughing, because I was like, yes, I knew that was gonna, because I knew it was a hyperbolic.
Yeah,
like pissed off. Like you had like
right. It wasn't. I wasn't pissed off at all.
30 exclamation points. And...
Yeah. You're like, hey man, you're fun with those dolls. How many dolls have you painted this weekend? They're not dolls, dude. They're space marines. They'll fuck you up.
Exactly. You know? All right. I sent.
So it's been therapeutic. It's been fun.
That's good.
Me and Henry Cavill have been hanging out a bit, you know.
Okay, really?
Taking his advice on women, and
nice.
You know, just relaxing. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about his Warhammer project. So what is Amazon. The game? Okay, I looked it up a little bit. It's a board game, right? It's
a board game.
Super popular in the UK.
Warhammer, yeah, it comes from the UK. So they first came out with Warhammer, and it was like orcs and, you know, elves and that kind of stuff, dwarves. And then they come out with Warhammer 40K.
Oh.
Which is the year 40,000. So super duper far in the future.
So it's sci-fi instead of fantasy.
It's kind of a mix between sci-fi and fantasy. You know, you got this space thing, but there's still orcs, and you know, there's.
So it's like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars kind of mashed up together.
Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and then throw in a dash of cocaine.
Okay.
And then you have Warhammer 40K.
Okay.
You know, it's pretty cool, man. You know, and then you know, so it's a board game, but you have to. This is where it gets really nerdy, right? There's like 30 different factions, and you have to pick a faction.
30.
That's going to be your. Oh yeah, dude, and that's going to be your army, and you're going to build an army based on that faction. Okay. Now, before you can build the army, you have to build the models, paint them, all of that. You have to manually.
So you have to actually make the army.
You have to actually make the army.
Interesting.
And it's strategic. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm just going to do this." Oh no, dude. Each little soldier does a different thing.
Huh.
You know, so you got to be strategic about it. And you can only have so many out on the board at once.
So it also sounds like it's a little bit of chess and Stratego.
Oh, absolutely.
Remember
Like
that?
a lot.
Remember that board game,
But
Stratego?
yeah, that's like for yeah. Okay. Yes.
Because you had
Yes.
you had
But like
cannons
times a
and
million.
right,
Yeah.
but it's a lot more complex.
A lot more complex. There's like each faction has its own rule book, you know. So you don't just go look, hey, let me read the rules. It's 2 pages of rules. No, there's the core rules, which are about 60 pages. Then each faction has its own rules, which is about 60 pages.
Right.
And then, you got the troops within it, and it's very complicated. So you got to build your army, put the models together, paint them. And then, find another nerd that wants to
Who's also painting
rock and roll like that on a Friday night.
Who's also painting figurines on
which
the
is
weekend.
insane because I'm just getting into it, so let me find something to do.
Right.
I'm not taking up screen time. I'm doing something with my hands, my mind, keeping it busy.
That's cool. Also, I'm curious, have you played a game yet?
Well, let me get to that.
Okay.
So, stepping out of my comfort zone, there's a store here, Warhammer store. It's like an official thing.
Oh, wow.
So let me go out of my comfort zone, go in this place and say, hey, I'm a noob. Don't know what I'm doing.
I know nothing.
Expecting to walk in and be like 2 people, bro. It was packed full of fellow nerds, and they're like
people.
Oh yeah. As soon as I went to the guy and the owner, I'm like, hey man, I don't know what I'm talking about. And then just like 5 other dudes just came. Oh man. Oh, we'll help you. It's like the best community.
Wow.
They're like, oh, don't go to this place to play. They're too competitive. They're going to destroy you and you're going to hate this. come play over here with us. We're and it was a good community.
Oh, that's cool.
I say good group of guys. There's a few ladies in there, but mostly guys in there that,
right. Interesting. So is it more impactful when you lose part of your army because you
I don't know.
Actually
I've never played.
Oh, okay.
I gotta build models and paint them, dude.
So
they're all ordered on Amazon.
So next March, when you finally have all your army
no,
together,
it's for real. You got like 6 months before you can actually play.
Wow, that's crazy.
No, there's like little starter sets that
are already pre-painted,
that are pre-made, and you can jump right into it.
So the legit players paint their
legit
own.
players a good probably 6 months before you have your army.
Okay,
ready
this
to go.
is involved. This is not
it's involved. No, it's not. Yes,
this isn't like a pastime. It's like I either have a full-time job or I play Warhammer 40K.
Well, you could do both if you don't have a wife.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So I come home, and I don't have to deal with all that.
Interesting.
And I'm not on the market per se. So
yeah. Well, that's what you think, man.
Yeah, man, it's been fun. So yeah, back to video games. So yeah, that's there was Space Marines 2 came out, and I'm like, well, this looks cool. That's what sparked my interest.
That's what I saw. Man. I saw the video game.
Yeah, that's
first.
what sparked my interest. This came out, it's been a huge hit, and I pre-ordered it and all, my kids got it, and this is something I can do with my kids, bond with them. And yeah, it's been super cool since then. Still haven't played anyone though, so I'll let you know how that goes. But I'm staying out of trouble, dude.
Still painting his Space Marines.
Staying out of trouble.
So do you get to pick your side, like Space Marine or Alien? You could be aliens.
Yeah, there's Space Marines. There's Chaos Marines that are
Chaos Marines
possessed by the devil.
Oh.
Not so the devil, but
my mom wouldn't let me play this.
Kind of like that. And then there's these aliens, and there's these machine people, and there's all kinds
mech. It's like a mech.
Yeah, kind of.
Because some of the figures that I saw reminded me of Halo a little bit.
Yeah. Some of them. This was around since the '80s, so way before Halo.
Okay, right. So maybe Halo and some of these video games have actually taken inspiration from Warhammer.
Oh, absolutely. For real, yeah.
It's the other way around. It's kind of like that whole John Carter thing. Remember when John Carter, Disney did this movie that they were touting as it was going to be the next great adventure sci-fi fantasy film, John Carter, based on the original story by Edgar Rice Burroughs. The problem is that George Lucas and a bunch of other people had already mined
stolen
the
from
cool
him.
stuff from
Yeah.
that story.
Yep.
And so when it came out, everybody was like,
Yeah.
I've seen this already. This is nothing.
But this has always been in the background of the whole nerd realm. There's a whole
right.
Like when comic books became popular with Marvel,
Right.
that was already there.
Yeah.
Like me and you were like, okay, this was already our world. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But this was already cool to us. You just thought y'all thought we were losers for reading these.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of jumping on the bandwagon a little late, but whatever.
Well, it's good though.
Cool.
It's good. It's good to have a new something to pique your interest. Sort of when you got downtime, and
yeah, that's it.
It's a good outlet,
Taking
and
a break
you get to what's the word I'm looking for? Better your artistic skills.
Oh yeah, I think that's important. Is not maybe the artistic thing, but like doing something new with your mind. Learning a new thing, whatever it is. As we get into our
absolutely. I try to do that.
Starting to age a little.
Yeah, I try to do that at work. I've been using the same editing software for 10 years, and I learned a new one last year, and now I use that one primarily just because I'm like, you know what, it just keep my brain sharp.
That's the thing, you got to be able to try new things out. You get stuck in the same route. That's boring.
I'm trying to write a
It's
novel.
easy though. It's easy to stay in the been there, done that, loser. Catch up. That thing sucked, dude. You know what I do? I want to take that novel I wrote. I want to like flush it through ChatGPT, just clean the whole thing up.
Dude, that would be an interesting experiment, actually.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting experiment because
I thought about it.
I've talked about with some other friends about like, hey, what if we got an idea and we just wrote that concept down and said, hey, write a story based on this concept and just see what it does.
See what happens.
Yeah.
But I've took because the problem with ChatGPT, you can only put so many words at a time, and it's not many. So to copy and paste a whole novel in there and have it edited.
Right, you'd have to do it chapter by chapter probably.
It's not even chapter, but it's like page by page.
Oh, okay.
So it was a good, 14,000 word novel I wrote. So it's a lot of, probably 300 or 400 pages.
It took me a while to read it.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I thought about that today. That conversation we had when you read it and you were like, yeah, well.
That's not what I said, man. I was just like, there was some hilarious unintentional comedy in there, which I won't go into here. But yeah,
it might have been intentional.
Maybe it was. Maybe you were intentional. But yeah, it was. No, you had some good ideas. I thought there were some good ideas. Yes, they were probably cribbed from. Game of Thrones and a few other.
Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, all that.
But I mean, I think it was a great exercise, and I was super impressed, dude, that you actually finished a novel. I mean, I've written most of my life, and I've never finished a novel.
It was.
It's difficult for me anyway.
So that would be cool to take it and flush it through an AI and edit it and rewrite it and see what happened.
Right.
So where is this surprise? Because I am no longer
intrigued,
sir.
Well, yeah. Well, this person does not have an iPhone, and so
it's not my mom.
I sent them the link, and apparently the podcast will.
So they don't have an iPhone and they don't have email.
No, they have email, but I guess this person was basing it on the fact that he could do it on his phone, and it won't work on iPhone. So whether it won't work on Android, rather, it only works on iPhone. So, So I sent him the email. I thought he was going to use a computer, but apparently,
So you have his email.
well, he sent
He
me.
doesn't have access right now, and he has an Android. But he has a computer, but just not right now.
Well, no, I don't know whether the situation is with the computer.
Because the person I'm thinking of is on vacation with his family, therefore wouldn't have a computer right now and has an Android.
person you're thinking of.
Hey, I'm not gonna throw out names
No.
for all of our 6 listeners.
Well,
here.
I'm gonna give him 5 more minutes, and if he
And being late like that makes sense for who it is.
I just realized that your name is you're calling yourself Hurricane Brent.
Dude, has there been a Brent yet? Because
That's
that
a
hurricane
great
would come
question.
in with good intentions, but just wreck everything.
Has there been a Hurricane Brent? I'm almost positive there was never a Hurricane Dustin.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though.
Brent and Dustin is too passive.
But Milton is
Dude,
the
Milton.
aggressive name that you're looking
Milton
for.
will rock your world, dude. You ever yeah. Fun fact there, the actor that played Milton in Office Space,
Excuse me, has anyone seen my stapler?
he's from Sarasota, which got freaking nailed.
Wow. What are the
Not to be
odds?
insensitive, but yeah. That whole region, man, this year, the past year, they really
That's crazy.
I mean, me and you were used to it. We're used to seeing this
Right.
stuff, and we become desensitized
A little
and
jaded to it. I still get a little anxious though every time there's one headed straight
Yeah.
for us because
yeah, it's
I had
I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it was all the text messages I got that were trying to force me to leave.
like be anxious, Brent. Be anxious.
Yeah,
Are
you need to be
anxious?
more nervous,
'Cause
Brent.
you
You
should
need to
be
stress
anxious right
out.
now. You should be
You
should be shaking in your boots. Well, which mayor was in Florida was like everyone who stays is gonna die.
That was Louisiana. Remember that?
No, just recently, one of the mayors in Florida.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I didn't have an internet. I haven't had internet access for whenever.
yeah.
because
No,
of
this was a couple of days before the storm hit, and I forget where the mayor was, but he was basically telling everyone who if you didn't evacuate, you're gonna die.
But I remember in Louisiana, we had that weatherman,
Mhm.
that really famous weatherman that did the same thing for a
Bob
hurricane.
Breck?
And Bob Breck,
Yeah.
yes, he got in there and was like, "You're gonna all die, and if you're not Christians, you're burning hell
What?
because of this hurricane. You need to leave now."
I don't remember that part, but
But he was like super aggressive with it, and then it just was like fizzled out. Nothing happened.
yeah.
Bob Breck.
Yeah. He's retired now. He may not even be alive. I
How
don't
do you
know.
become a weatherman? Like, there's like one. Not so much now. Like everyone's a weatherman. I look on Instagram, Florida weatherman. There's like 30 people telling me the weather. But like
Right.
when me and you grew up, there was just Bob Breck. He
Yeah.
was the weatherman.
Mm-hmm.
It's like becoming the president of the weather for Louisiana. There's only like 50 weather people, one for each state.
I don't know. I didn't always watch Bob Breck though. Sometimes I watched Channel 4's guy.
Who was he?
That's a good question.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Bob
What do you
Breck
go to school for?
Bob-
Meteorology?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yeah. You got to be a
The
meteorologist.
study of meteors will teach you the weather.
That's an excellent point. Where the
Right?
hell?
Where the fuck did they come up with
Where
that
did they
name?
get meteor from?
Meteorology. You're like, hell yeah, I want to study meteors. You sign up and
Wait,
you're
no.
like, you graduate. Wait, you graduate and you try to get a job. And you're like, what do you mean? Bob Breck already has the job. He tells the weather.
We're just identifying
wanna
cold
talk
fronts.
about
There's
meteors.
nothing about meteors.
Then you realize
Why
there's
do
even
they
less
call
of a
them
demand.
meteor? Okay, this may be something we actually have to look up because meteorology.
Wow, your face just lit up when you opened up your homepage. It was like boosh, light.
This is like when knowledge hits me.
Yeah.
That's what happens to my face. Okay, so it's the branch of science concerned with processes and phenomena of the atmosphere. So is it meteor because meteors can come into the atmosphere?
Well, what is a meteor? Ask that.
Well, meteor
Where
is
does that? Well, maybe the word meteor, it doesn't become a meteor until it enters the atmosphere.
okay.
Maybe it's an object from space entering our atmosphere. Therefore, it's a meteor.
Right. So
God
anything in
damn,
the
we are so freaking smart, dude.
yeah, it says atmosphere. It's so
Right.
you're dealing with the
So
atmosphere.
before it enters the atmosphere, it's just an asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So
it's just a rock.
anything in the atmosphere,
Yeah.
even if it's a droplet of water, is technically a
It's
meteor.
meteor. It's meteor. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's crazy, man. We've been lied to our whole lives.
Yeah. So meteoros is Greek from meteoros, which means lofty. So it just means up in the air, basically.
Yeah.
So if
just
you're
up there,
like if you have a meteoric rise to
floating around.
popularity, like this podcast,
Yeah. We'll have one day.
right? You're just shooting up into the stratosphere,
Yeah.
shooting up into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
You see? This podcast is here for something.
cooking with grease. So I'm telling you. Cooking with grease. Robi here. Thanks for listening to the Introverse. New stuff every Monday wherever the podcasts roam. You can also catch us on Insta at Introverse Pod. Thanks for listening.